Hey everybody, welcome back to Stock Market Checkup with Dr. Chaz. Sorry I'm late. I had to go grab some lunch or snack for the family. I didn't eat. We actually traded through lunch, so I didn't get a chance to eat. But I did already make some money. As we started to reject VWAP, I took a put. I traded one put to here, traded another put to here. I was just in and out scalping. I mean, when you're trading end of day, once you see profit, you take it. So I went over 100% on one trade, not quite 100. So that first loss that I took this morning, I've totally completely recovered it. I'm back at break even for the day, which is really good for this trading day. I did make the $100 on the put down. Could have made another 100 here. But we're watching Power Hour. You have about 245 on Robinhood to still get into a trade and kind of scalp it. We've just bounced off my support. You see my levels and lines, they've been here. And we bounced out. If I took it, I wrote that trade right down here and I said break 15. It wicked it, could not break it. Closed my put. I took a 660 put and a 658 put. Both of those printed. And now it looks like it wants to run up again. We can see a late in the day run up, but I want to see it close above 661. If we grab a call, we see those sellers right there, so we could be back bearish. But it's very very risky right now. I was in my put, and I closed those puts. I'm out of those puts. I got into the 660s and then the 658s. I got into both of those and closed both of them out at different times, not consecutively. What would I do now? Because it's a little confusing right now. With the wicking and the selling, I could scalp another put. But this late in the evening, you need to be in the money. If you don't have the capital to buy the 660 or the 659 put, don't trade it. Just stay out the way. Because being too far out of the money right now, the theta is going to burn you because we're literally 26 minutes to the market closes. So if you get in right now, it's $64 for the 660 and it's $37 for the 659. I'm going to remove it from my watch list and add it back as if we were getting in right now and watch how these trades play out. All right. So I've added those back and let's go take a watch. For this to be a continuation to the downside, 660.50 needs to break. If you hear me, drop a one in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. It's Power Hour. It could be tricky, and it's Friday, leading into Thanksgiving week. So let's see if buyers are going to hold through the weekend or are they going to trade this thing down. We already tested 660 and they bought it back up. It could retest and break. I want to see a bearish candle before I even take another position. In put side, you want call side, you want to see price push through that wick if we're more bullish. We got Florida and Texas in the house, Dallas, Florida. All right, free Arizona again, $100 power hour. Let's see if we can do it. Now I already made some money. Now let me go and be pretty transparent about what I just made. So profit $50 on one and nine on the other. And that one that I made $9 really should have been about 40. It started to wick on me and I got caught up in slippage. So that should have been a lot more. And that play had I held it. We can see this trim long. So that's telling me to sell short. To buy short. So trim long means this is going to come down. So if you were long, it's telling you to cut it. So we could scalp a put. Those puts are now up $20, $16, $14, up 19. Again, we only got 5 more minutes if you're going to trade it on Robinhood and not use a Monday expiration. So just be careful there. Let's see. Let's see what do I want to risk. I'll risk $44. We'll make a $5 stop. Nope. It's pushing back up. It's actually 42. Let's see. I stay in trim long and my buyers are coming back in. Yep. I'm going to wait on that. Now the entry for that contract is back to 36. See how quick it moves and how buyers come in, and you're making money quick, but you can lose money fast as well. Let's let that candle close, but it's going to be hard because, like I say, Robinhood is going to close you out at 245, whether you're up or down. If we move to the Monday contracts, if you get in the money, that's going to be 341 for 660. Um, for the 658. Let's try it. I'll risk $5 on this. If it goes less than 5, I'll close it out. Let's see if I get a feel first. I got the 659 filled at 44. It's at 42. I'm only going to give it about $5, maybe $7. Back at break. If we can get a spike down, I could get a few bucks and get out real quick. If we come back and test that 650, the 659.12, that's where it just bounced from. Down $1. It needs to break the 660 for me to get in profit. And now it's bouncing back up slightly. Come on, break 660. Y'all ain't trying to buy today. There you go. Back at break even. Up $2. Up 4. We can get a drop. We can get us about 10, $15 right here. You can trade IWM too. They're both going to be falling, whichever one's more affordable. Can you repeat what trim long and trim shorts mean? The trim long means to trim your long position, which would be a call position. And if it was a trim short, it'd be cut your short position. So it's telling you to trim long, letting you know to go short or to trade a put. And this is with the mogul algo indicator. It is for purchase. Just drop algo in the chat and I'll get that link over to you. I'm up $8. Well, I was up 8, now I'm up 6. It's just not falling fast enough for me to really be able to capitalize. It needs to really drop in order for us to make decent coins. I'm back at break even, back up $1. It's really got to fall, or it's not going to be quick enough for me to capitalize off the move. So the 660, back up. I'm negative $2 again. It's not wanting to fall. It may wait to 245 once all the contracts have been closed out. But I'm back up $5. We're engulfing the wick. So if we can take out the wick, we'll be in good business. But we got to take that wick out. You're going to see a lot of movement in the contract pricing if you're watching it. I'm going up, down, up 2, back up, back down 2, up 3, back down 5, up 5. Yeah, it's a lot of motion in this one little contract. So now I'm up 5. Looks like we could get a drop here. I'll probably take profit on like $10, like nothing crazy, because it's not being as volatile, and I only have 1 more minute before Robinhood probably decides to auto close my contract. Let's see if it can drop one more time before that contract closes. $2, and it's trying to spike back up. I'm negative 2, and I only have 1 minute. And if that candle needs to drop down red in order for me to make some profit. Nope, lost $9. It's probably going to auto close me. I need to auto close myself. Yeah, it popped back up. It's probably going to close me out to prevent any losses, and it's popping back up. So not too much here. Womp womp. Win some, you lose some. I did see a profit of 9. It still hasn't closed me out, surprisingly. It's giving me a little room to kind of get a little bit of premium back. So now I'm negative 12 instead of negative 15. But it should have auto closed. There it goes. It auto closed on me, so I'm out to play. Anything we get in now, you'd have to take a Monday contract because it's after 2:45. But it looks like it wants to run bullish. It did give us a trim long and then pop back up. We only got one bullish candle, sorry, one bearish candle here. So small loss, nothing major. Power hour can be tricky. Would I take a call here? 660.50 needs to hold, but we can see this level right here. It needs to be above there and get through here to say if this is going to be bullish long for Monday. But remember, swinging here is going to be pricey. Like I said, we can always go to IWM. If you go to IWM, I wouldn't take, you could probably take 237 or 238 on the call side for Monday. Let's go check those contracts. If we're thinking more bullish, let's look at the Russell. Russell just does not move a whole lot late in the day. So we're not going to get that same effect that we get SPY. But that's 203 and nope, sorry. The 237 is 122 and the 238 is $80. We can add it to our watch list and see how those play out. But you can see buyers are struggling. This might actually get a few dollars in profit. Yeah, we're not getting. Sometimes we get power hour. Sometimes we get sour hour. I don't know if y'all heard that, but we got power hour or sour hour. 1 second. But like I said, sometimes we get power hour. Sometimes we get sour hour, and it is a mixed bag toward late in the day. Power hour the other day got us over. We saw over $500 in just a small drop. Trading SPX, but today we're not getting that same momentum. Um, oh, well, forget with me. Free. I'll catch you up on how to use your indicator the proper way. Anybody that gets the indicator, you can book a one-on-one with me, and I'll help you sort it out to trade it to your advantage. But now we're seeing the pop down, and we're probably seeing a pullback on IWM too. See, bulls couldn't keep that push up. SPX coming down into those sellers. We had a trim long here. It told us, but it still popped up for a drop. We got 12 minutes left in the market. I don't see a lot of action. I really wouldn't risk it to kind of try to swing anything. And when do I swing and when do I just trade the next day? Look at your theta. Is your theta worth you swinging? Is your theta in comparison to your delta going to be worth your while? So IWM is kind of like a 2-to-1. If we look at the SPY, I didn't add the SPY calls. It looks like it's trying to push up. But this is giving more sour hour. We're not seeing that drop. Thank you showing up, Farida. Hey TJ, from your journal, are Fridays profitable for you? Oh yeah, Fridays are always good for me. My worst day is probably Wednesdays, and it was my worst day due to me not understanding the market structure and how we have pullbacks on Wednesday. And so I would just go in it thinking I wouldn't expect the pullback. So when you don't anticipate it, you don't prepare. So now that I prepare for pullbacks, I either look for us to pop and then drop or drop and then have a reversal at the end of the day. But Wednesdays was usually my lowest trading profitable day. But I usually make the most money for me on most volatile day, Mondays and Fridays. See how we're breaking the 66.50, the more confluence for the downside. And if you missed this morning's call, 3.5 hours, definitely speed it up if you want to go watch the replay. But I did check out ChatGPT, and it said last year the market was bullish during Thanksgiving week, but the option chain, I'll show you guys again, the option chain for SPY for that week looks really gnarly. A lot of bearish activity. Let me see if they're still out there for the 28th. And I may take one of those as a swing, as like a, we're not going to take the 670, the 570 on the wrong expiration. We're going to November 28th, and we're going to look at the 570 strike. This is one we can actually swing and play with. Not gonna put you in debt or anything. It's $12, but there's 102 in open interest there. That's a lot of OI. People may be thinking the market's going to continue to sell down. There was another outlier here that was very hefty. I don't see, it must have went away. But that was the outlier. It's $12 if you get the day before Thanksgiving. And again, next week should be fairly light. Most people are going to be on vacation. Real traders or hedge funds, they're going to be on vacation. So we want to see where those outliers are sitting there. I don't see them anymore there. And then there was December the 19th. We had some outliers sitting on this chain as well. Let me go back, see if those have moved out. Oh, I may be gone now. Oh, I didn't hit the right contract. When you're purchasing, make sure you get your right contract. All right, so now we're on December the 19th. We're looking for those outliers. See, if we go out to the 19th, that 505, that's crazy amount of people right here. We go, and this is for December the 19th. That's a crazy amount of people at the 555. The 50,000, 30,000, those are crazy too, but this is a lot of open interest on put situations. So if we want to take something to be a little spicy, I probably take the whatever was $12. No, look at this at 555 again, $83. Oh, this is the wrong. I keep seeing the wrong date. That's the 515. I mean December 12th. Let's go back to the 28th. And I think it's the 570 on the 28th. It's $12. You want to take you a trade, you never traded, trade that. Trade that put, you're only risking $12. But that's a crazy put position. Let's go back to the chart and see if we're still dropping. See how it dropped? Yeah. Let me go ahead and grab some puts. The thing with that 570 is it's so far off. I don't even know what kind of delta. We got barely $1 delta. So if it moves down, like, it's not going to make a whole lot of money. But let me go back and see what else. 570 is really low. 600 doesn't have as much activity, but it is 23. Let's go back. Let's go up to 600. Let's stay within the same dollar range. So that one's 24. You do get $2 at delta if this thing starts to drop. So I'm gonna add it to my watch list, and for giggles, I'll add that one too. So I'm gonna just take this one. It's the 600. It's not the 670. It's not the 570 that had the most activity. But if somebody's anticipating us to drop to make some money here, I can definitely just make money in the 600. And I do like the December puts. Now, maybe they're early. Maybe they know something. Maybe something's going to come out, but I just got a little light position. It's not going to hurt. I'm actually up $2 now in that 600 put, just that fast. So that 600 put was $22 for entry, and the market is still pulling down. So had not got kicked out of my put, I would have been printing good money, but they closed my trade. Now you can still have a late close on Zero DTE and Webull and Thinkorswim. You just can't in Robinhood. They're gonna close your trade at 2:45 Central or 3:45 Eastern. So we're still seeing the bears pull down. My 658 would have been in profit. We got 4 more minutes. We're hitting another profit area. I'm sorry, support area. Let's go back to IWM. There is its support line at 235.39, but we can see it has seller orders there. See if we break that area. It's definitely breaking through those buyers. And then on the 5 minute, we get back down to VWAP, and we got a buy order block. See that buy order block keeps popping up. A lot of buyers sitting right there. Three more minutes till the market officially closes, but we can trade SPY a few minutes after. Let's see if there's any pops or major drops for the end of the day. You can see buyers struggling. That order block keep popping up and blinking back out. They're trying to take off those buy orders. We got 1 more minute, so I switched over to extended hours so we can see it. We should be hearing the bell ring here shortly. I'm not sure why my bell isn't ringing on anything now, but we're starting to see it turn back up. Buyers are coming into that sell order at end of day. We are after hours. You can see post market that fluctuates. Oh, but those sellers took it right back out. So it's end of day. You got about 14 more minutes to late close or get into a play. I am going to swing the 1128 600 put just for giggles. We'll see how the market does next week. Could be bullish, could be bearish. It's It was 20 something dollars. It's not gonna it was $22. It's not gonna make or break my account. So I am gonna swing it. If it starts pushing up something crazy, I can always close it. I still have 14 minutes before I can't late close anymore. So I'll give you guys 15 more minutes. If anybody here has a question, if you want to pull up anything for next week, let me know. If you've enjoyed this and you're still here, drop a 2 in the chat. And if y'all just ready to go and start your weekend, we can hop off. And I just said that quick. I don't even know what I said to us, but am I gonna do this every Friday? Should I do it every Friday? Would y'all show up if I do this every Friday? Every Monday? Should I do this every Monday and Friday? I don't know. We'll see. If you guys show up, I'll show up. It's something I want to incorporate to grow the channel. So if you guys show up and want to trade, and if y'all are committed, we can definitely do this more often. Morning session. I'm not gonna sit on here all day. Today was just like extremely long. Um, but I definitely don't mind coming back. Looking at Walmart. Anytime I'm looking, I usually have a top-down analysis, but on the daily with just nothing, looks a bit bearish, like it has room to come down, and we do see some resistance at 110, and this is the range that it's been in, that 100 to 110. If it breaks below 100, we can get some bearish sentiment down to 95. But if we can break over 108, we can get room back to 110. But Walmart has to prove to its investors that they're valued more. Are they actually valued more than $100? And it's kind of struggling to show their investors that they are going to be worth that value, or to get new investors to come in and purchase at a higher price. Candlesticks, it depends on what patterns you're looking for. Like I would not come through here and say, okay, that's a doji and that's the upside down, a morning star and all of that. It's great to understand the patterns, and I'll never knock it, but it has not hindered me as a trader as not. But the Candlestick Bible, and I think there's a book with like a Japanese guy on the front. That's one of the good books. But honestly, I don't read a lot of trading books. I don't go through. I prefer short form, quick fire information. So doing something in a Quizlet, or that's short 5-minute videos versus just reading through a book is more beneficial for me. Perfect. Otherwise, if y'all show up, I'll show up for sure. But for candlesticks, grab you an app. If you're a visual learner, if reading works better for you, find you a good book. But I'm not big on a 300-page book to tell me about candlesticks. Give me the short and sweet, or I'd rather watch a 1 or 2 hour video that gives me the blueprint. Then I test myself to kind of be able to visualize those candlesticks and patterns on the chart. Awesome. Well, yeah, I definitely want to continue to go through trade setup, because most of the time y'all already know what trades to take. It's just the confidence in knowing how long do I stay in a trade, when is there a reversal, how do I know when it's going to reverse, what should I look for, and that's what I want to come and bring, so y'all get those triggers and they start standing out. Let's kill the indicators right now, so you guys can see. Okay, is there a 2-point setup? Am I getting a V recovery? Is it holding the support area? Are we selling down? Those different features. Once you can start answering that, I'll make your trading life a whole lot easier. Also creating a trading plan. If you haven't, I do help people create custom trading plans. It's best because the way I trade versus what you trade and what's in your portfolio versus mine going to be totally different. So we don't want to get caught up in trying to trade somebody else's system that doesn't really work for you. So I always like to make customized trading plans specific to your budget for which tickers you like and when you are able to trade. Some people are just not great on Mondays because they have hectic weekends. They might have their kids on the weekend or their kids have sports, so they're drained coming in Monday and they can trade better throughout the week. Their Monday is kind of like their Sunday. Now you have to decide, okay, what's my best trading day? And keeping a journal allows you to know what's your best trading day with your profit and loss margin. And you know, okay, well, I'm about 80 to 90% profitable Tuesdays and Thursdays. But those are the days you go trade harder. You get multiple contracts on those days. And if you're 20 to 30% Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, that's the days you'll just take one contract. You don't have to trade the same plan every day or for every ticker. You can have a different plan and attack. Because if I'm traveling from Texas to Tennessee, that's going to be a different route and setup than me going from Texas to Las Vegas. Heat's going to be different. Food options are going to be different. Gas station, the desert versus agriculture and mountains, what I'm seeing. So each trade is different. So you want to have a plan of attack for both. What else I got? Y'all are getting free, like a free discovery call right here with me for the next 8 minutes. So if you got questions, anything you wanted to ask me, if you had questions about the mentorship, yes, I do teach. I teach one-on-one and I teach in group sessions. So if you need something affordable and you need accountability, I would say the group session will work best for you. They're rolling every Saturday. They're going to be Sunday this week because I have to travel. But we meet for 1 hour. You get the recording. Let's say you can't meet, you'll get the recording to be able to follow up. And after everybody completes the mentorship, you get a free one-on-one with me. Those one-on-ones are $100. So you get $100 value just by going through the mentorship. And I started you from A to Z. You can know absolutely nothing. I'm going to take you from the basics of setting up your brokerage all the way up to your trading plan, being able to swing trade, day trade, how to evaluate a company to know if they're able to be day traded or swing trade or just best for investing. So you get all of that in the mentorship group. Now, let's say you already trade or you're a beginner, but you don't work well in groups. Then you probably want the one-on-one. It is a little bit shorter. Sorry, it it's a longer span. So the group is 6 weeks. I may make it seven. Um, the one-on-one mentorship is 8 weeks, and that's because there's a lot of hand holding. Some people already trade, or they'll start trading in their learning. They might want to go over trade. They might want to discuss their chart. So you meeting in 8 weeks is not just 8 sessions. It could be 2 sessions a week. It could be I want to trade and then discuss the trades later. You may want to trade live. You might just say, "Hey, I need a couple of sessions of you shadowing me." So and looking at my trades and let's really back test what I'm doing wrong and diagnose what's going on, then we're able to make you a better trader. So, and you can split those up. You can say, well, let me do 4 weeks now, and then let me go take action into the market, and let me do my other 4 weeks after I've applied it. You can definitely do that. Some of the indicators match mine, but I am very meticulous with my support and resistance. So my support and resistance levels also include pre-market and pre-market high, pre-market low, and yesterday's high and low. So it can be a little variance. I think my levels are pretty much spot on versus the indicators, but the indicators can help with looking at VWAP and the bands. You can also look at Bollinger Bands. I don't use those often, but they're pretty spot on as well. How did I know the resistance? Hey, well, let me actually pop some of these up here. How did I know the resistance for 660? Because it's a psychological level. I've been trading SPY for 3 or 4 years now, and I took a whole year to trade SPY before I actually started trading and teaching. So I've come to know it. We're in a relationship. Like sometimes I call it SPY Isha, or I could say SPY is a he, and so it's just a back and forth dating with SPY. So I really understand how it goes. So 650, 660, these are psychological levels where traders trade. These are where the levels where people are buying. So I knew that that was a strong level of resistance and it can be your strong level of support. Once you know that about your specific stocks, it makes it easier to trade. Instead of waking up and doing a screener and trying to see who's at a lot at a high or a low, that's just like going on a blind date every day. If you just screen for companies every week to know what to trade, it's like taking a blind date every day. You're putting yourself at risk of what if this person matches or what if they don't, versus just people you casually date. So you have your common tickers that you trade, so you understand their mood swings. You understand when if we have something impeding about battle, or if the orange man saying something or Jerome Powell says something, you know how the company reacts to that, and you're not thrown off guard and not prepared. So I like to stick to the most common, like this watch list. These are most of the companies or tickers that I trade. I do a little forex and a little futures, but these are either tickers I've taught or tickers that my students trade. So I keep an eye on those. How do you get the level today? So I started in the first video, I started with the opening and I used my pre-market high and pre-market low. And then I used the other indicator. It's not showing right now because I hit them, but the ATR. The ATR is the average true range. And it truly helps me understand and navigate any ticker. Whether somebody throws out and say, hey, let's trade this, and I've never traded it before, I know that indicator will help me navigate and how to trade it. But I set my levels before. All of these levels that you see, these are my teaching chart, and there are about 88 drawings on here. So that could be levels or anything. I could clearly erase this and start all over again, but you must first start out by doing a top down analysis of the company. So that way you're not getting to know your ticker every day. You should have levels plotted to know where price action is going to go to. That's why there are multiple different colors. I'm going to change my candlestick colors here soon. So I'll give y'all an update on that, because this is always reminds me of Christmas because we got red and green, and I'm going to find something that resonates more with me, probably blue and something else, maybe blue and red or blue and white. So I just want some kind of variation. I don't like the red and green all the time. What other questions y'all got? Did y'all make $100 today? Did you make any profits today? If you made any profits today, drop what profit you had or the percentage. I know I know Wes made some money. Yeah, I knew you made some money. Gotta catch it up. Look at that. Made 130, total profit today 320. I'm gonna pin that there for a minute. So while we were trading together, West made 130. Outside of that, 302. That's a great day. Beautiful day. And I saw most of that trade. I was sad I didn't take all of what I saw, because I was like, we called we called about 300. I dropped it in another group. I was like, about $300 was made. So again, had you been trading or hedging and watching the plays, a little over probably $500 could have been made if you were just taking one contract. It's definitely an infinite amount of gains if you're using more than one contract. TJ, get your feet wet. You don't have to wait. There's nothing holding you back. Definitely take a look and just start trading. Like, you don't have to wait. Find a ticker that you're comfortable with and start trading or looking for the trade, paper trade, and then just get out there. You don't want to wait forever. But the markets are not going anyway. So no pressure, but sometimes you just got to get off the porch. and start to trade. I'm watching the mark. So market's done. Still 12 of us here. If y'all got more questions, drop them. Hey, I'm here for you guys right now with the Q&A. Perfect. Remember, next week is going to be a little bit tricky because we're going to have a short week. I'm probably going to be trading with half of what I usually trade with because I don't want all my risk on my side tying up the capital. So definitely have some risk management for next week with it being a short trading week. But yeah, have fun studying. I might come back on this weekend and talk about my prep on Sunday. So be on the lookout for that. Market sentiment. Layman terms for me is where we see it going or its personality. So what's going on right now? Do we have any news? Do we have any data coming out that shifts the market? So sentiment is how the market is feeling. Is it happy? Is it sad? If it's happy and people are willing to buy and there's no fear in the market, VIX is low, we're going to see the market rising. If the sentiment is down, we have inflation, we have impeding tariffs. Sentiment's going to be down. People want to go be cash heavy. They're going to go more liquid in gold. And so they'll put their money in something more sustainable vehicle and not just trading in the market. I need those sessions to understand how to master SPY. Like I said, I condensed how to master SPY into a couple of sessions, but it did take me about a year. But I really wanted to fully understand it and go through a full set of seasons. You really don't know, when you move to a new city, you don't know how you're gonna adapt to it until you've at least been there a year. So I just put my head down for a year with SPY, but every drawback, every step, everything that I learned about it, now I can condition and teach you. Nobody has to go study SPY for a year to get that anymore. I mean, I didn't have to, but that was the commitment I made to really understand what I was trading. What's the indicator for the orders? The order blocks, the fair value gap. So if I come back and I cut the fair value gap, see fair value gap by Lux Algo, that gives me those buy and sell order blocks. It's like putting volume at the top of the screen versus the bottom of the screen, so you can really see the volume action on your chart. It's just more visibly appeasing to me. Is that hold on, I don't want to skip anybody. uh Andrea Carmichael, thank you for that question. We got King Child 130 is cool. A buddy of mine does Uber deliveries all day sometimes and barely makes that. Yeah. And this is what I saw a lot of people doing. And I was just like, if I could teach more people that they could make $100 before lunch or in the morning, this could offset. They don't have to leave their 9 to 5, but a couple of extra dollars every week will help people from being evicted, to help people be able to eat like they need to, or just have a little extra gas money, or start to fuel their passion. But this was one of the things that happened. I was working. I was thinking about, okay, how could I help people if they don't have a car? What if they don't have a car? They don't have a product to sell. Could I make some money? They just got phone and a Wi-Fi. And so I was just like, well, if I got a product, I got to sell it. Doing the CV, people weren't able to import goods, so you couldn't really direct sales. I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to cold call people. I don't want to talk to people about their bills. I don't want to beg people for money. And the stock market was it. Once you learn how to trade, you really don't have to do anything else. Like, I don't have to teach. I could sit up here. I make more money not teaching than I do to teach because I'm way more cautious with you guys. and I have to be more focused to give y'all great plays that are going to be exceptional in setup and make, even though mistakes happen or we do get caught up in drawdown or you break a rule. But when I trade alone, man, I just be sitting in the house, chilling, enjoying life, because this is what I do full time now. But it does provide you an amount of freedom. That's why I was late coming back from um, for Power Hour. I went to go get. My wife works from home, and so I went to go get her lunch. She didn't really know what she wanted, so I just went to grab us some food. And my daughter was on her way from the bus, so I just grabbed us some lunch. So I was late for Power Hour, but I could still trade in my car as I'm driving, and I made that $59 while headed to Popeyes and coming back home. So again, the flexibility. I'm not using gas to drive. I don't have to wake up in the morning. I don't have to be on anybody's time. I don't have to ask to be off. You're off every weekend because the markets are closed, unless you trade other things. Now you can trade crypto on the weekend. Yeah, that's because it's a 24-hour market. What's today? More like a get back day from yesterday. If I get back, if I'm playing get back, I want it back plus some. To me, this wasn't get back. It was just a slight recovery. Get back would have been to recover all the losses from yesterday. And we lost about $23 yesterday. We didn't, I don't even think we barely like smashed or touched that area. So if we cut everything off and put this up on a daily, we didn't recoup the whole day. We actually went lower and only recovered about halfway. We still had 20 more bucks to go. No, 15 more bucks to go to recover the whole day. So it's a little bit of recovery, not a true get back to me. It still has some room to the up and downside, especially how this candle is sitting. It's still closed. It closed above that 655 line. So I want to see what that next candle print to see, are we recovering for a bounce, or are we going to continue this downtrend? All right. What else y'all got? I'll keep going if y'all keep going, but I gotta see questions. I gotta know y'all are with me. I appreciate the time y'all have had right now. But if y'all got more questions, we can keep going. If nothing else. Oh, also, there's a podcast. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribe to Buy the Hood. If you're an investor in Bitcoin, after at the end of the show, they do a Bitcoin giveaway for $25 worth of Bitcoin. I kind of feature and kind of guest it in on the show, so I give my opinion and views about what's going on in the economy, what's affecting us as a people, and we do talk about stocks as well. So make sure y'all check out Buy the Hood. If you got kids that need to learn how to trade, they do have a Saturday class. I believe it's in person, and they might have a virtual option. And in the summer, they do the Buy the Hood Kids Camp. So make sure you're following and liking Buy the Hood. If you want to know about building a business, you want to get into real estate, make sure you're following Erica Williams on Classy Climb. If you want to follow Who Taught Me and get more in depth, make sure you're following the retail trader, Diamond Dave. I'm just going to plug everybody that I follow. I don't gatekeep. If you need to get your credit fixed, make sure you're following Credit Cleanse. That's credit with a K, cleanse with a K. Make sure you're following them. They do it for you. This is like the last year that's going to be done for you, credit repair, but you could be back. You can get you 50 to 60 points before Christmas done the right way, making sure you're building your credit profile properly and cleansing your credit in order to get a house, get a car, straight gems dropped by the CEO, Kyra. So just make sure, hey, if it's something you need, I'm pretty sure I know the best person to help you out with it. I like being the plug on all the best. We still got 11 people here. If y'all still with me, drop a 1. If y'all are done, drop a 2, and we're gonna call it a Friday. If y'all have any more questions, go ahead and drop them. I know the comments are a little delayed, so we may go for another 10 minutes. That'll put us right at an hour. But make sure you're dropping a comment. Again, I'm not gonna sit here and talk to myself. It's fun, but now the market's closed. We don't have too much. If you missed it earlier and you want to get into the mentorship, but just like Chaz, I don't have $600 right now for the mentorship. Chaz, I don't have $2K for the one-on-one. The 6 weeks It's 600 right now. It's $100 off. All you got to do is drop in the chat and comment $100 off. I will send you the link to sign up for the group mentorship and that $100 off code. It will be classy. If you want the one-on-one mentorship, is $500 off right now. I am flexible with payment plans for both. But if you want to finesse and you want to get around all of that, you can purchase my survey replay where you can learn how to qualify and get the list to the high paying surveys. Pay $30, get the survey replay class, take you a couple of surveys, save that money, and then use that money to pay for the options mentorship. It works out super well. Again, it's the easiest way for you to be able to get to my program if you truly can't afford it. I do take Stripe, which will allow you to. Oh, I do take Stripe, which will allow you to split payments with Afterpay or with Klarna. And if you just know, if you say, Chaz, hey, I haven't cleansed my credit yet, I know I won't be able to use any of those programs. You can reach out to me for in-house split payments. Big issue when trading, I get reverse. So yeah, you just got to trust the process. I reverse because of liquidity. Yeah, but you got to learn to take profit before that reversal. So making sure you're watching it, making sure you take profit before that reversal happens once you see the liquidity. Again, survey replay is $30. That's the easiest entry level access to start making money. If you're a man, I highly recommend getting the survey replay. They always need male opinions. They always have women. We're always readily available, but most men don't take advantage or do surveys like that. So that's an easy way to start making extra money. That money can go toward trading bill, paying bills. It can go towards your trading account, and it just offsets a lot, and a lot of people sleep on it. More than welcome for the info. Okay, we're gonna keep going. Everybody's here and wants to keep going, and I don't have any problem with that. Is that a mecha human? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I'm trying. Thank you for showing up and showing support. If you got any questions, drop them. What's the survey link? I don't have a survey link because when I drop the survey, I'm running it through Gumroad and it's $49.99 there. If you want the survey, DM me on Instagram, Dr. Chaz, or DM me on Facebook, Chastity Sandich, or email me, cssandich@gmail, and I'll get that to you. You can do it by Zelle or by Cash App, and I'll just email it over to you. It just takes out the middleman and y'all having to pay extra. I tried doing it through Gumroad, and then I have to go make different codes. I have to wait. I just rather, you all get it as soon as possible. Yes, I want to keep adding value. Again, everything doesn't have to be paid. But if you just need more help, then I'll give it to you. But a lot of this game, it's right in front of our faces. It's nothing I have to charge for. Right now, I'm in growth state. So I'm trying to grow and expand and get this information in front of more people. And then we can go into 2026 to get the nonprofit started. I mentioned my nonprofit that I want to start up next year, and that's helping military veterans and kids aging out of foster care, teaching them how to trade. And if I can get a grant under the nonprofit, they don't have to pay, be fully covered, and even give them a stipend to like start their brokerage account with. Because I believe anybody can start trading with a minimum of $50 to $100. I've taken trades with much less, so I know it can be done. Is there a way to mark the orb without using the indicator? Don't have TradingView? Yes. So let me show you. If you're not using TradingView, you're using whatever broker you're using. Let me see if I can get it plotted out. All right, there's the orb. Now I have to hide everything else. So we're only focused on the orb. Here's going to be kind of a way you can do it without it. It's the first 15-minute candle. If you take the bottom of that candle and the top, that's going to get you as close to the 15-minute move on the orb. Sorry. Let me see. First 15 minutes. So it's going to be the average of this 15 minutes. I didn't go in. I couldn't see the wick. So see the 15 minutes. There's the top. There's the bottom of the first 15 minutes. That'll give you as close as possible to trying to see the orb range or that opening breakout range to kind of label it without it. So I would come in and put, here's the high of the first 15 minutes. There's the low of the first 15 minutes. And that will be my high and low. And I look for a break above here for calls and a break below there for puts. So that's one way you could kind of manually do it on like a Webull or a Thinkorswim chart. What time frame and averages are used for day trading versus swing trading? It depends on what kind of swing trading you're doing and what kind of day trading you're doing. If I'm trading SPX, I prefer a 1 minute time frame because it moves really fast and I want to take my profits and get out. If I'm trading SPY or any other tickers on day trading, I prefer the 5 minute. It's very consistent. I can see my reversals and use my indicators very smoothly on the 5. If that's too much noise, you can move up to a 15, but just know you have to have a lot of patience inside the 15 because that candle can fluctuate until it ends. If you're going to be trading on the higher time frame, make sure you have that candlestick countdown on, so you're not getting psyched out of plays when the candle has not finished forming. When I'm swing trading, I'm really looking at time frames and I'm looking at the option chain to see where the most money is sitting on the chain, and then I'm looking out 2 to 4 weeks just by looking at the option chain. But the time frame, we want to go up to a 1 hour, and you can go up to the 4 hour or even a daily for your swings, but it also depends on how far out you're going. Let's go. I have to go. I'll email you later. Thanks for sure. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you guys. Y'all keep dropping those questions. I'll keep answering. Any other questions? This has been good. We've been on an hour today. This was good. I'll probably make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you're on my email list. I did say my email, and my email should be in my bio. If you're not on subscribed to my emails, shoot me an email. I'll get you added. That way you'll get an update to know when I'm doing another live. That's going to be your first way to know when I'm doing live. Is by email, or make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can get that alert to know that there's going to be an episode coming up. And I will try to set it 24 hours. Sometimes they're spontaneous, like the power hour was today, but majority of them I do want to have them scheduled so you can prepare the night before to know that we're going to come on and be live trading together. But this is how this goes. And share my screen, you're going to see it. We're going to trade. I'm going to try to switch it where I can do half of my screen and maybe half of the trading account, so you can actually watch the trade play out as well. But again, I appreciate all feedback because I'm new to YouTube. I'm new to StreamYard, so I'm getting comfortable here. So however else I can help you guys and provide, please let me know. How long did it take you to get proficient in TradingView? That's a little. It didn't take me long because most of the mentors I had were already using TradingView. So when they would have open calls and talk about the chart, I'd ask like, how do I move this? What do I need to do here? How do I use these tools? Which indicators are you using? And it's really big on asking questions. But the best way to get proficient, I'm going to just give you the cheat code, is to start using each tool. Come in and use your blank chart and click on every tool. Come and find out what they do. Most people don't even know how to use half of the tools here and never use them because they never click on them because nobody ever showed them to them. So first and foremost, while it's free, go through every one of the everything in the toolbox and see what it does. After you do that, go to YouTube and then go to TradingView. Did you all know that TradingView had its own channel? I didn't at first, but now I do. So go to TradingView. I'll actually show y'all. One of my homeworks is the how to use TradingView for beginners. This is 24 minutes. This one's an hour and 17. I'm gonna go through both of these because I've never have, but one of my students did, and they said it works. It gave them a lot of insight. I'll probably do my own video on how to do TradingView for beginners because I see people using it, and everybody has that view. But outside of that, come to TradingView and then come to the ATR indicator, portfolios, strength index indicator. Let the company who created the product teach you about it. You don't have to go and use every tool that somebody else created or coded in here. They're literally showing you how to get the most advantage out of it. So put your money to some good use and make sure you're using those tutorials that are on their YouTube channel. Let me see if I can grab my referral. If anybody wants a referral, I thought I had refer a friend. Yeah, if anybody doesn't have this, this might not go over well. Uh, I might put it at the video after because I don't know if that's gonna pop up. Oh, it went through. So you can see the link if you, and I'll pin that there. If you need a referral to TradingView, but in and if you missed it earlier in my breakdown, here are the different levels. Essential is just the basic. I say put a little bit extra and get the plus or the premium. You don't need ultimate. You're not, I don't think anybody's at that level unless you're teaching or you're running a hedge fund and you're going to have be trading multiple indices and things like that. I don't think you need to invest in the ultimate as a beginner. But if I can get the plus for the same price, if I can get premium for the same price as the plus, I would just get the premium and you can cancel in a year. Um, and you can see if you need to step it down, but get all the features at 217 versus limiting yourself, and you can compare them. But for me, I have the plus, but they're going to give me this for 217. I already paid 256. You can see the remaining 236 will be added to my plan. I'll get 631 days on the plus, so I'm getting almost 2 years for the plus once I go. I mean, sorry, for the premium once I jump up. So what's this one? This one gives me 513. So I'll get a little over a year for this one. So I like it. I'll definitely probably get the premium now. The premium allows you to go down on a lower time frame. It gives you a lot extra features. Definitely compared to what you need for your trading style. Anybody else? Any other questions about Trading View, brokerages, what I trade, how to sign up? what you should do this weekend. What you should do this weekend, have fun. Go enjoy your family. Go um if you make some profits, go enjoy the reap the benefits of those profits. Don't just sit up and like, oh, I just gotta hold all the money, I gotta keep all the money, I gotta keep trading, I gotta keep holding. Pay yourself. Definitely pay yourself. For broker, regulated or unregulated, but that's an interesting question. When it comes to broker, you when you're thinking about forex is regulated or unregulated, but when it comes to options trading, you're using either a trading platform or a broker. So your trading platforms are going to be more of your Moomoo, your Webull, and your Robinhood, and then you have your brokerages, which are going to be Fidelity, your Thinkorswim with Charles Schwab, E Trade, Ally. Those are going to be brokers. So you just want to decide whether I'm trading on a trading platform or if I'm trading on a broker. Not much difference. It's just going to be user interface and what's more comfortable for you. But when it comes to trading forex, or it's pretty much who's going to let you get a payout when it comes to regulated or unregulated. If you're looking more so in the forex market. Um, are you still long? No, I actually cut my long on so I'm still long on SoFi as far as um my outlook on them as a company, but I am no longer in my long trade because the market did pull back. I want to see some more uptrend and then find some support before I get back long inside of the play. Um, what's my philosophy on stop loss for beginners? For beginners, my sentiment is having a standard stop loss. 30% take profit, 20% stop loss. Keep seeing something that you can manage, and that's going to be consistent across 2 to 4 week span. Once you've done that, then you can switch it up, and you will know your trades and you'll know how much you can give. I told everybody earlier, I've given SPY. I've let SpyGoin draw down or a loss of 80%, but I know how it moves and I know it can be a bit tricky, and I just know it's hard headed and I give it a lot more room than I should sometimes, but I know how it trades. And I've had an 80% trade come back and go back up 200%. I was just super early. It wicked away from me and then it went back to my entry and then I got in profit. But when it comes to stop losses, respect them, set a standard, and just understand what you want for each trade depending on the price of the contract. So if I'm in a contract that's $200, my stop loss might be 20%, or I might say I just only want to lose $20. So it may be percent, it may be a dollar amount, but it's whatever you're comfortable with. But once you set it, respect it. So if I say I'm only going to let it drop $5 or $10, like I didn't respect my stop earlier at 30%, I lost 60% on the trade. Why? Because I did not respect my stop loss. And I could have stopped that bleed, had a shorter loss, and had way more profit today. Had I just cut it at 30, I could have always got back in and got back in a reversal. So once you set it and forget it, respect it. Thank you for that question, King Child. That was a really important one because a lot of times we may follow people, we may learn how to trade, and they may never mention a stop loss. Most advanced traders like me, we don't always use a stop loss. We will have one figuratively in our head, and we will give it to our students. But most of the time, we trade off the draw because we are confident in our setup. But that's not what we teach our students. So you might get out here and follow trade, and they never mention a stop loss, not because they never heard of it, not because they're making you miss out. It's just something they don't use all the time. So I'm glad you asked about it, but definitely set your stop loss and take profit. Respect them. Thank you. I appreciate the support. Pin that again for the trading view. This is the time. I've told all of my clients, do not buy trading view unless it's around 4th of July or Black Friday. Matter of fact, whatever you want. Again, do you need a fancy laptop to trade? No. Do you need a lot of money to trade? No. I say a minimum of $100. Do you need two monitors, a gaming chair? You don't need all of that. I literally made $59 driving in my car with the windows down, with my phone and Wi-Fi on the way to Popeyes. You don't need a lot of money. You don't need a lot of time. You need to be able to execute the skill set. I could go anywhere. They could give me a tablet, a phone, whatever. I can trade because I know what I'm doing. Just give me the tool set. With the one-on-ones, there are certain start date when you will take on new students. I take rolling student. I usually don't take them on. We don't usually meet on Fridays. Fridays is my off day, and I usually do podcasts or things like this on. But I do have it set where I teach Monday through Wednesday from about 4 p.m. to like 7. My truck drivers, I give them a little bit leeway because they may be on the road, end up later, or people who work late. I do make my schedule flexible for them Monday through Wednesday. Thursday, I usually leave as a makeup day. Let's say you were scheduled for Monday, you couldn't make it. I leave Thursday open for people where they can still meet the same week where I'm not super booked. And then we meet on the weekends. The weekends can be from noon to 4, Saturday or Sunday. And I'm flexible there as long as you don't try to watch the football game while I'm teaching. You can have noisy background, babies, kids, dogs. I don't really care. Just don't try to watch the game. And I bring it up because I had a couple and they were watching the game while I was teaching. I don't think they learned a thing from me that day. But that's how they were set up. But you start when you want to start. We can start as early as Sunday. If not, it'll be Monday of next week. So with one-on-one mentorships, you start when you are ready. You get the schedule in my calendar. You can start scheduling out each one-on-ones that you want to have. The only thing that you can't manually schedule is when we have our private one-on-one trading sessions. I don't let people schedule that because I'll just have people scheduling all willy-nilly for just asking a question. They're not really actually trading. They might not even be in the mentorship. So I don't have a lot without making people pay every time they book a scheduling. I keep the calendar set like that where I can manually schedule the times that you want to meet when it's private training. If we do like a private power hour, or if you want to go over your charting during regular hours, regular trading hours. But usually on the offset, if I haven't had a big busy week, we can start on a Friday. But usually it's just Saturday, Sunday, 12 to 4. I can manually schedule outside of that. My clients that are in London and in single to lease and I think Argentina, we kind of do early mornings just for a time difference. So anytime I say, hey, I can't meet that time, it's probably due to because I have a client that has to fly out and we're going to meet early, or it's for my clients that are overseas. And I like to keep it where I'd rather wake up early and instead of them having to stay up late to kind of learn from me, I don't mind getting up early. And the one-on-one mentorship, like I said, is rolling. I usually don't onboard a lot during December because we usually just have to start over in January anyway. But usually the week of Christmas, I lay it off. I just tell everybody, hey, we're taking a break. But outside of that, it's still training. We're still meeting. So by let's say by Valentine's Day, if you started sometime between now and then, you'd be well off into your trading, having a plan, having a setup, being confident in your trade, being a part of a trading community. If you have any questions that you're not comfortable saying here, and you want to talk to me offline, I'll be available for probably 4 to 6. You can shoot me an email. Again, I think my email is in the description. If it's not, I'll go add it back to the caption. I'll type it out here. You can send me an email and I'll send you my business number, and you can give me a call from between probably now and 6 p.m. And that's when the buy the hood comes on. So I want to be available for that if I go on. If not, yeah, we're gonna wrap this up in about 7 minutes. So whatever heart burning questions you got, I should drop them in the chat in the next 7 minutes, and then you can feel free to shoot me an email. Ask any questions you have in the email. You can find me on Instagram at Dr. Chaz. You can find me on Facebook. It's just my first and last name, Chastity Sandage. It's only one me with this pink background. Um, and if you don't see my mom as my friend, that's probably the scammer page. But outside of that, shoot me an email. I'll send you my business number and we can get on a call. I don't mind taking calls and answering any questions because if you're committed and you're ready, but you still just got questions, hey, let's just tie up those loose ends and get you going. Well, got 6 more minutes. I appreciate everybody was here. Again, if you enjoyed this, if you learned something, go ahead and drop those sevens. If you have any more questions, continue to drop those. We got about 6 more minutes. We'll stay on and then we'll wrap this up. Again, don't forget about trading for you. I was also going to mention there's a lot of Black Friday sales going on. If I had to pick a laptop, I do like the MacBook for having multiple screens open. You can see I got heck of a lot of tabs open, and the MacBook just does have a better processor. phone. You can use whatever phone you want. I use Samsung. You use iPhone. Get you a flip phone or a tablet to use. But I do like the MacBook. If you don't do a MacBook, I do like the Lenovo. I do like IBM. I just like the old, just clunky standard, not beautifully aesthetic, but high power. 16 gigabytes, 256 at minimum. I would not recommend a Chromebook unless you're giving that to a kid. I like decent processors on a MacBook. My IT guy said no M1s for the chip. Get you M3, M4. He said M2s are not bad, but don't get an M1. Get the more advanced technology. I'm late on retirement savings, and I'm thinking if done right, I feel I will catch me up. It doesn't have to be a jackpot, but as long as I have a way to invest and generate income, I think this will work great. Oh yeah, definitely so. If you have the number, we can definitely reverse engineer the number back. And it's just starting. You don't have to start with a lot. We can definitely diversify. So one, you can make money in your sleep because you're definitely going to want to have some dividends working for you. It can be investment properties with real estate. It can be a digital product. We definitely want to drive revenue outside of you having to do the work. And the markets can bring in that extra additional residual income to bring in that retirement. I turned 40 and really didn't think about retirement until like 30 maybe. So it was still kind of late in the game, but people don't talk about retirement. We think retirement is 60, 70 years old, but my retirement now was at 40 and I wasn't thinking about that, but my retirement came earlier than I expected. So we can definitely reverse and get the amount of capital that you want. Thank you so much, Chrism Renee. Thank you so much. A mecha human trying to learn Thinkorswim, but it be crashing my Lenovo. That was one of the things that I brought up before. Is that's why I stopped using Thinkorswim, the downloaded version, because it does take a lot of processing power and it can crash your PC. I have a Lenovo and it will slow it down. I think before this I had an HP. It just slows it down. It does run a lot smoother on a faster processor. So it might depend on what kind of processing speed you have. So make sure you have a good processor, a lot of memory, and a lot of gigs to be able to run that. Also, if your internet slow, that's going to be a factor as well. But like I said, for trading, I do like a MacBook. Like I said, I'm looking at just a MacBook Air, nothing with Pro. I was like, I can pay a couple of extra bucks to buy this external outlets if I want to add in a monitor. I have a dongle port for the two accessory outputs on the side. But I do like the longer battery life, like the laptop I'm on now. This thing has probably like a 4-hour battery life, if it has that much. It might be 2 if I'm doing a lot. So I do like the long battery life. I could take my old MacBook and be gone all day and not even have to carry my charger with me because I know it's going to stay charged, especially if the screen was closed. No, that's everybody with Thinkorswim. It's just processing so much data. And even if I go and share YouTube Live, if I go share finviz.com, it's processing so much data and then trying to share it on the screen, it'll just tank out on you. You just make it die out. But again, I'm looking at MacBooks. I think Best Buy had the best one that I saw so far, which is a MacBook Air 16 gig, 250 meg. I think it's $699. You can jump up to the 512 for $799. So those are the two I like the most, and that I'll probably be switching to. But I do like a Lenovo. I mean, a trillion gig Lenovo with a high processor, it should be able to run enough. Make sure it has fans. If it has a high processor speed, that's usually the problem is your PC is getting hot and there's no internal fans to cool it down. So you might have to externally. You can get those desktop risers that have fans under it, cool the PC down while it's processing so much data. But it just all depends on like what you want and what you're willing to like compromise for. Do you want speed? Do you want durability? Do you want long battery life? Do you like the looks and aesthetics? Because mine doesn't have to be cute. What else y'all got? We're at 4 o'clock. If we don't have anything else, I'm gonna let you guys go. As long as y'all got questions, I'll answer. If not, I want y'all to enjoy the weekend till Sunday, where we prep for the upcoming week. I usually like to wait till the evening after the futures markets opens up, so we can see how the market's moving to get an idea. Right. All right, guys. I know it's a delay, so I'm gonna go 4:05. So y'all got 3 more minutes to get those last burning questions in. I'll drop that broken email up here if you need to reach me and get my number to give me a call. What we got? Do I have an outlook for the rest of the year, or you just follow the charts? One, I follow the charts, but my sentiment is to see if we get a Santa Claus rally. Usually, I'm looking at the historical, and historically, we get a Santa Claus rally from October, November, but we're not seeing that right now due to like what the equity clock usually shows. See if I can pull up that equity clock. My mentor talks about it a lot. So let's go to equity clock. And you can see this little 2%, almost 4% gain from the end of October to December. But we're having more pullback in November than usual. And we usually get a pop, a little bit of drop, and we're getting more of a drop here before that takes off. So my overall outlook is for us to get bullish, but the charts in the option chain is looking more bearish. Yes. I'll definitely reach out. I got my phone, but once we get off this live, I'll return any emails that people have. I'll definitely be in touch. But yeah, my sentiment, I'm usually bullish toward the end of the year, and people are going to want to have heavy hitters on their books. So that large sell off yesterday, if they sold a lot, they're probably going to add it back to their portfolio. So we'll look for that, but it might be after Thanksgiving. We might have a late rally. But that heavy puts on the option chain has me a little weary, but I'm usually bullish toward this time of year. All right, guys, 1 more minute. Last hoorah. Who got it? Anybody else have any last burning questions? Well, I appreciate you guys. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Comment back. Ask me questions. The more you support the channel, the more I can continue to do this. And I know that I'm adding value back to y'all. Share me with your family and friends if you think they could, if they need this type of education and information. And so I greatly appreciate you all. Y'all just don't know. So this is something new that I'm trying. And I truly appreciate y'all showing up and giving me your support. Again, if you have questions, drop them in the comments. I'll do a video or a short on it, or come back on live. Don't fret on thinking, oh, I can't ask that, or that's a dumb question. There's no dumb question. It's just what you haven't learned yet. So make sure you reach out. Drop those. Make sure you share it out. Share it on all your socials. I will be streaming to TikTok here soon, so you may see me pop up over there instead of Facebook or Instagram, but we're going to grow here in YouTube land and then grow over on TikTok. So again, road to 500 subs and then the next road to 1K. And I think we'll get there. So I appreciate you guys, and I look forward to working with y'all in the future. See y'all possibly Sunday night or Monday morning. Have a good weekend.